YouTube, what is going on? Good morning, good evening, good night, whenever you're watching this, really. Hopefully you're having a nice day, and thank you for checking out my video. This is my follow-up to Sonic Frontiers. I did a reaction to One OK Rock's Vandalize song, which I had just released for the Sonic Frontiers game. It was an amazing song. Check it out, and check that video out, and please like and subscribe. I really appreciate everybody checking out the video, and just supporting in any way. Even just watching it is fun. So I wanted to talk about a deeper dive into Sonic Frontiers, because this game has gotten basically a left turn and a right turn. When IGN showed this game at the Summer Games Fest, it was pretty much ridiculed by everybody. I don't think anyone, not to my knowledge, but nobody was really happy with what they saw. And I personally wasn't incredibly disappointed. I wasn't incredibly happy. I was kind of indifferent. I was disappointed that the Sonic model for this, Sonic, like right there, the Sonic model is still being used. I don't like the Sonic model. I think they need to change it. It's been used for 15 games in a row now. I mentioned that in my last video, so I wish they would change and update the Sonic model and the voice actor. But that's a side thing. Biggest thing though that I took away from this game is that it is a very, very risky game. They are taking the franchise in a new direction. They've said this, a lot now recently, and with interviews and everything like that. And this game specifically, one of the things I wanted to talk about, this game specifically reminds me of another Sonic game that came out. Some of you may not know what it is, because it came out a very long time ago, but it reminds me of Sonic 06. Now, Sonic 06, for those of you who don't know, was the next game after Sonic Adventure 2, which was this was the first game that didn't release on Dreamcast, basically. Actually, I'm not sure that's true, but this was the first 3D major Sonic game that released after Dreamcast, because I think Sonic Heroes might have released after Dreamcast, maybe Riders, but this was like the first traditional Sonic game, like you get a full-blown story and everything, a bunch of stages that released after Dreamcast. And this was supposed to take the franchise in a new direction, and basically this was the first modern Sonic game that we got. It was incredibly hated and very, very poorly received. Some people said it was the successor to Adventure 2. It was just not the case. This game was incredibly poorly received. Now, I'll be honest with you. I played this game back on my PS3. I got it day one, and it's like a baby to me, because I loved Sonic so much after Adventure 2. So no matter what they put out next, I was gonna love it, and I love this game. Now it's awful, it's awful. I mean, in a lot of ways it's awful, but I like a lot of awful things. I like the Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds, and that was awful. I like the Avatar live action movie, The Last Airbender, and that was awful. So I just have a thing for awful stuff, I guess. I don't know. But I still have a soft spot for this, because I thought it wasn't as bad as people remember, and compared to the newer Sonic games, I think it holds up better than what people remember. And personally, it's better than Sonic Forces, so there's that. But yeah, so back to my original point. If you look at Sonic Frontiers, this has a lot of resemblance to Sonic 06. First of all, so this is an open zone game, which means that you can explore a giant map. It's basically open world, but they're saying zone because it's not as big as like Far Cry 6, let's say. But it's still an open world, basically, Sonic game. And in a lot of ways, Sonic 06 was it was more open than we had gotten. It wasn't an open world game, but there was more to explore in the game than any other Sonic game I've played. So in a lot of ways, this was kind of like an open world game, without really being open world. The other thing that I noticed is like the theme of these two Sonic games. So you have this mysterious grass, ancient stones and everything like that. That was also a part of this game too. I mean, you can even see on this cover, you see these old buildings and the grass and the forest. The vibe that Sonic 06 gives off is the same vibe that this game gives off, and it feels like Sega's trying to redo Sonic 06. Now, why they would choose Sonic 06 to like redo and just like have a spiritual successor, because that's what I would call this, a spiritual successor. Now obviously it's probably not going to have anything to do with Sonic 06 at all, but I just mean in terms of the vibe and the way the game's presented, it feels like, these two games are kind of two peas in a pod, right? Like they're kind of like cousins. You could say they're distant cousins. That's actually a really good way to describe it. And so why they would choose Sonic 06, I'm not sure. But I will say this, though. The other parallel that these two have, the only other thing they have in common, is that this is the first 3D Sonic game that there was like no illustration done for Sonic. It was all done like computerized and everything like that, and it took the franchise in a new direction. This is the first step. Like the modern Sonic that we see today, even in Frontiers, this Sonic right here, this guy right here, exists because Sonic 06 exists. This guy evolved into him. And I think that's important to remember, because I'm like the way Sega is talking about this game, they're talking about this game like it is a stepping stone to something bigger. And I gotta be honest, I'm not going to be overly optimistic. I'm not going to be overly pessimistic, because we just don't know what Sega has planned, and we just have to get our hands on the game to see. But I will say this, though. It is good that Sega is trying to do something with the Sonic franchise after years of not doing anything with it, but making cheesy games that are just really not well done. And so it's good to see that they're doing something with it. Now, obviously, there's some concern there, because Sonic 06, like I said, was not very received. Not very well received. So there is some concern there. But I just wanted to go, other than that, into a deeper dive and talk about what we know so far about Sonic Frontiers. So they give you new information about the island. It's called Starfall Islands. There's a bunch of mystery and intrigue there. You can go fishing and stuff like that. There are memory coins or something like that. So there's Amy looked like she was trapped in something at one in some type of structure. She was trapped, and there's weird mechanical enemies and some mystery person that Sonic knows. See, this I was saying that this kind of reminds me of Radical Highway. Obviously, it doesn't look anything like Radical Highway, but it's like a highway, and you see the twists and turns. Kind of reminded me of Radical Highway in Sonic Adventure 2. But yeah, you see a little bit of what the game looks like, and then you see the pre-orders, which this comes out November 8th. You get the base game. If you just do the regular base game pre-order, you just get the base game, and then skill points, blue seeds of power and defense, and then I guess the Adventurous Treasure Box holds all of this. I thought you got a treasure box and this, so no, this is it. And then if you do the higher edition, which is the deluxe, you get memory tokens, Chaos Emerald Vault keys, additional gloves and shoes for Sonic, which again, some of the stuff is fine, but you really can't tell if Chaos Emerald Vault keys are going to be important or not. If it's it's hard to say, because we don't know. This is the first time I've ever heard of anything like that, so hard to say. I'm probably going to get the higher edition if I can, just because whatever. I am excited for the game, and I figured if this is the first Sonic game in probably 10 years that I'm excited for, so I figured I may as well just get the higher edition, because when am I ever going to get another higher edition? And then you see there's some of the combat here. So the combat is really interesting. Apparently there's not going to be a dash. The dash where he goes into a little ball, he spins, and then he just flies, or he doesn't fly, but he rolls really fast. That's not in the game, at least from what we've seen. They haven't done that at all in the game in any of the playthroughs, so that actually for once might not be in a Sonic game, which is pretty crazy, because that's one of his signature moves. He has these high-speed punches and kicks, which is pretty cool. It just adds to the combat and makes the game a little bit more, it has more depth to it. There's parries, counters, combos. Colossal Titans, which is weird, because now I think about Attack on Titan. And yeah, so look, this all looks good. The combat, the cyber-powered combat, looks pretty good. And again, I'm not sure if I'm gonna love it or hate it, but it's something new, and this is what Sega really needed to do, is just take a swing for the fence. Because what I've said for years is that I've always begged that they do a Sonic Adventure 3, bring back the old team, do a Sonic Adventure 3, but I always said that Sega is going to try Sonic and try and make all these games their way until they hit the emergency glass and then say, okay, we failed with Sonic Forces, we failed with, let's say they fail with Frontiers, we failed with Colors Ultimate, like we're just going to hit the emergency glass, we have to save Sonic. And how do you save Sonic? You announce the Sonic Adventure 3. This is the emergency fire extinguisher. If Sonic's franchise is ever in a place where it might die, if you announce Sonic Adventure 2, it's a quick fix for sure. The franchise will be revived, at least if the original team is brought back, the original artwork and cast and all of that. So I always thought that this is the emergency, hit this if the franchise is looking dead. So, and then we'll see, because Sonic Frontiers, if this game doesn't do well, I really don't know what's next for Sonic games. So, but they have a 10-year plan apparently, which I wanted to talk about a little bit too. So this game does have a 10-year confirmed plan. Now, not specifically this game, but this I don't even know how to describe it, because they don't really know how to describe it. But this era of Sonic, I should say, has a 10-year plan, a 10-year outlook, and we have to see what the idea is here. Because if their idea is we're just going to keep making open world Sonic games, with focusing on story, then I'm pretty much for it, because that's that the story is really what has died the most in the last couple of Sonics. I think the worst story that I've seen was Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces story was just awful. It had just nothing to it that was remotely interesting. It's just Sonic beats up Eggman again, and that's just what happened. That's just it. Like, it was awful. And I also just think, I don't like the idea of, and maybe this is just me, but I really don't like the idea of just making your own Sonic-like character like this guy. Like, I'd rather just play as the Sonic characters that I know and love. Anyway, but yeah, so we'll see how this 10-year plan works out for them. I really don't know what their whole shtick is with this thing. I just don't know. And just to talk more about what we've seen with Sonic Frontiers 2, I think that overall this game is going to have pretty strong DLC, because we've only seen Sonic. We haven't seen Shadow. We don't even know if, because this is a new story, and this has nothing to do, from what I'm aware of, this has nothing to do with Sonic's previous games. This is a complete original story based off of his own lore, but has nothing to do with his original games. So I don't even know if Shadow is in this game. Like, this could be a legit single-only Sonic game, where he's the only playable character, and then you have to maybe save the other characters, and then they'll be accessed later in DLC. Like, I have no idea. I'm just speculating on what DLC could look like for this game. Maybe they add new islands, whatever the case is. But I really do wonder what the DLC for this game is going to look like, because obviously, I'm absolutely, like I said, I'm going to buy this game and try it, and hopefully it's good, because I'm excited for it. But I don't want to just beat it and then that's it. I'd hope they support the game for a while too, especially because they don't make Sonic games as often as you'd think they should. Like, Sonic is one of their it's probably their signature franchise for Sega, and it's doing really well with the movie, and so you'd think that the games would be following up too. So hopefully this one follows up with continued life support and for the game. Everything else about this game that we've seen, there's not much else to dive into per se. I mean, really, we just have to see what happens with this game. I think overall, like I said, I'm excited. I understand some of the skepticism, and I will say this, actually, there is one other point now that I remember. 2D Sonic. So the only other thing I can think of is 2D Sonic for this game. There was a snippet of 2D Sonic, and I have to just stake my flag in the ground. I am not a 2D Sonic guy. I don't like 2D Sonic. I've never really been a fan of 2D Sonic. I think 2D Sonic is just a little dated, and I think I used to play some 2D Sonic games, and I enjoyed them, and for what they were. Like, at the time, I enjoyed them for what they were, but I don't want to play a 2D Sonic game in 2022. I want to play a proper 3D Sonic game in 2022, and so hopefully that this game fulfills that void, and But yeah, 2D Sonic. There is 2D Sonic in this game. It's 100% confirmed. I saw it in one of the. I think it was just the trailer for it. Might have been in this trailer here, but the 2D Sonic thing to me is a little bit dated. I'm just not a fan of it. As you see right here, so there's just a little bit of the story here. This gives me Radical Highway vibes in a sense, because it's just a lot of craziness going. The other man, so maybe there's more to deep dive into this. So the one thing I really don't like about modern Sonic games, and I'm gonna look past it because, like I said, I'm trying to be as excited as I can for this game. I hate the way Sonic runs. He runs in such a stiff way, like he runs in such a way that's so stiff and so. It's like a mobile game on a console or PC. Whereas like in the adventure series, like you can see him like kind of bouncing up and down as he runs, and it feels like it's more fluid and free, whereas this is just so stiff. It's just like he's running, his entire body as he's moving is just stiff, not moving, and then his feet are the only thing that's moving, so it just feels like weird. Like, I don't know, that's just me. I just don't like that. It literally looks like just a giant mobile game. Like this right here looks like a giant mobile game on a console, and I just don't like that. I don't like the stiff movement. And then there's the 2D that I was talking about. So this is right here, the confirmed 2D. It's not much. I mean, it's 2D, but it's not much. And they do a good job of layering it so that it feels like it's 3D, even though it's still 2D. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of 2D. They changed the angle here too, so you can still see. But yeah, I'm not a fan of 2D. I really do think that that is something. I'm all for remasters and stuff like that for the older games, but I think branding those older style of games into the newer games is just not the way. This is pretty cool too. This is what I was saying. So Amy is trapped in some type of contraption. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, she's trapped, and Sonic sees her and is just not even really processing what it is. I mean, it's like a hologram of her, and then obviously the enemies are there. And look, the way he runs, this is a perfect example. Look at the way he runs. See, he's barely moving his entire body, but his feet are moving. And I just think, and by the way, look at this is also awful, just god awful, and I feel like I'm harping on this game now, and I don't mean to, but because I actually genuinely am excited for this game. But this looks awful. Like, you can literally see this looks like a bad toy. It looks like a bad toy, honestly. That's all I can say. Like, the gloves look like they're, like, this just looks like a bad toy. And his eyes look drawn on, and it's not a great look. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's just not a great look for Sonic, and that's why I wish they would change the model, which is what I said earlier in the video. Like, why can't they change the model back to the adventure model? I really just think objectively that was the best 3D model. Now, that was a really cool attack. This attack is cool. This is like Sonic Booms or something that he's like kicking. This is a really cool attack. Hopefully that's an actual attack that you can go in and use. I don't know what that thing is on his arm. It looks like some cybernetic like glove. We see him do his stiff little run again, and then it doesn't work. And then yeah, we see a giant. I guess this is the colossal titan that they were talking about. And so we'll see, if I have to fight multiple of those, or if we have to fight multiple of those, whatever the case is. But yeah, so that is just a little breakdown of the trailer too, to see if we can get any extra information in this deep dive of Sonic Frontiers. Like I said, I am very excited for this game. I know I just nitpicked a lot there, but I'm still excited for this game because at least Sega's trying. They're still sticking to their old ways in a lot of ways with this like Sonic model and the way he runs and the 2D stuff, but at least they're trying to be different and expand their palette for what a Sonic game could be. So honestly, I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are all excited too, because I think Sonic at least deserves the support from the fans as much as we can give it, and just hopefully Sega comes through for us, because the last couple of games just have not been good. Right here, last little thing, you can sign up and get in-game content. I'm not sure exactly what you get, but you get content exclusively available to our newsletter subscribers. So I'm probably going to sign up for this. I think I mentioned this in my last video, but yeah, this is something if you are interested in it, then make sure you sign up before January 31st, 2023, so you have a lot of time. And other than that, yeah, that is going to be my deep dive on Sonic Frontiers. If they do release anything else, maybe I'll make another video on it. But yeah, this is my deep dive for Sonic Frontiers, and I will be getting the game and reviewing the game on November 8th, 2022. So once again, thank you for checking out this video. I really appreciate every view, every like, every comment, no matter what. I appreciate all of it as I try to grow my YouTube channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.